The 10 most popular cities for Black Americans to move into and out. The African American people are constantly proving to be masters of their own destiny, and if that leads to 2 mass migrations ever seen in the history of the United States, then so be it. In today's video, we will look at the great Black exodus occurring right now in the United States. With Black members of society quickly achieving affluence, the rigors of city life in the northern states may no longer be appealing to them or suitable to their current lifestyle. What does this mean for one of the largest ethnic groups in America? Let's find out.
More people are moving to the South and leaving northern cities behind.
The trend of Black people relocating from major northern and western cities to suburbs or to the South has accelerated over the past decade.
And Black Americans are moving back down south.
Is that Blacks in America should migrate to the South so that there will be Black majority states and cities.
Until the early 1900s, African Americans were the demographic majority in Southern America, with nearly 91% of residents being Black Americans. But as the century progressed, more and more Black American families began migrating to the North and Midwest in an attempt to escape blatant racism, segregation, and the oppressive Jim Crow laws. The North was assumed to be a safe haven for Black families escaping persecution. This was also partially due to the fact that the recent industrialization of the northern parts of America created numerous job opportunities for the Black populace. An industry wage in the urban areas of Northern America was 3 times what a Black American would make in the South working on fields. The promise of a better future, more work opportunities, and less racial oppression motivated nearly 6 million African Americans to migrate in what is now known as the Great Migration.
The most prominent of these settlements for migrating Blacks was New York City, and the art, music, and theater that emerged from this community became known as the Harlem Renaissance. These artistic achievements redefined the cultural image of Blacks in America.
The Black population boomed in urban cities over the next decade. From 1910 to 1920, the major cities of Northern America experienced substantial growth in their Black population. Detroit experienced the most significant increase in its Black population, which amounted to nearly 611%. Philadelphia experienced a 500% increase in its Black population. Chicago experienced a 148% increase, and New York saw a 66% increase in its Black population. Although the lives of the Black population of America did improve through the Great Migration, the effects were short-lived. This can be attributed to the lingering subtle racism in the North that hindered progression and prosperity for the Black community. But despite all odds, the African American community flourished and gained affluence through hard work, dedication, and academic excellence. Affluent Black communities dominated the state of Maryland and cities in California. The Black unemployment rate has fallen to its lowest recorded level of 6.8%, and Blacks are filling up some of society's most prominent roles, such as doctors, lawyers, professors, athletes, and actors. The economic prosperity can, in part, be credited to more and more Black Americans opting for higher education and dominating the job market. But with time, it has become apparent that these large urban cities can no longer provide the same benefits to the Black community as they once did. These cities have failed the Black population with their abysmal states of public education, health, laws, high crime rates, and dwindling job opportunities. With African Americans enjoying more stable household incomes, their desire for what they want in their future has changed. African Americans no longer settle for the bare minimum. In their quest for creating more generational wealth, better housing opportunities, better paying careers, closer ties to kin, and an emotional attachment to where their ancestors once resided, the Black community is slowly but surely going back to their roots. The 2020 census is evidence that the once densely populated urban cities of the North are experiencing a Black exodus, which is almost a mirror image of the Great Migration of the 90s. Nearly 9 million Black people have left their homes, searching for a better life in the suburbs and cities of the South. As a result, the cities once hubs of Black excellence are slowly but surely experiencing a steady decline in the African American community. In this video detailing the new Great Migration, we will look at the top 10 cities that Black Americans are leaving for good and the top 10 most attractive cities they are moving to in no particular order. So let's get started. Number 1, New York. The Black-dominated city of New York has begun to show the signs of the prominent new Black migration. New York was one of the cities with the most Black residents, 2.3 million. But due to increasing violence and gentrification, the city has lost this title. For example, Brooklyn experienced a sharp decline in its black residents from 849,000 in 2000 to 799,000 in 2010. Number 2, Chicago. In Chicago's Cook County, over 14,000 residents have left their homes between 2016 and 2017. Black Americans recognize the gentrification and safety issues surrounding Chicago. As a result, they have begun to leave the once heavily populated city for suburban areas in the South where they can enjoy more cost-effective housing and safe neighborhoods. Illinois, in particular, has lost several industrial workers, which directly led the city to lose a seat in Congress. Number 3, Detroit. Detroit formerly had the nation's third largest black community. However, this number has fallen over the years, and the decline seems to widen with time. The percentage of black residents has fallen from 82% in 2010 to 80% in 2015. Much of this can be attributed to the increasing crime rates in Detroit and the lack of affordable housing. Number 4, Philadelphia. Philadelphia experienced the most significant number of black migrants in the first wave of the Great Migration. But with time, it is also experiencing the effects of the Black Exodus. Philadelphia lost more than 30,000 African American residents from 2010 to 2020. This is the biggest population fall within a decade in census records. The lack of future prospects and generalized low living standards was one of the primary reasons for the mass exodus of the black community from Philly. Number 5, Los Angeles. The population of African Americans has declined in Los Angeles over the years. California has experienced over 275,000 Black Americans leaving its coastal cities due to racial politics and high costs of living. Number 6, Cleveland. Cleveland was a popular destination for migrant Black families in the past due to its relative economic stability, good living standards, and fast-paced work life. However, Cleveland has also reported a drop in its Black population, with nearly 33,000 residents leaving the city. Reasons for the outward migration include the loss of jobs due to the state's de-industrialization. Number 7, Baltimore. The U.S. Census has revealed that nearly 7,000 individuals, most of whom are African Americans, have left the city of Baltimore. Baltimore is still a densely populated Black majority area. Still, it has also seen numerous Black Americans walk out because of issues with city governance, high crime rates, and rapid urban decay. Number 8, Jackson. Jackson lacks quality educational institutes and high-paying jobs that most young African Americans seek. For this reason, the state is beginning to see a decline in its African American population. Overall, the state of Mississippi has experienced a loss of over 13,940 Black residents. Number 9, St. Louis. The lack of access to good educational institutes, low living standards, and few job opportunities is driving the Black community out of St. Louis. As a result, what was once a popular city for Black migrants is now seeing African Americans walk out in large numbers. The 2020 census shows over 27,396 Black residents have migrated from the city. Number 10, Milwaukee. The city of Milwaukee has been burdened with extreme winter climate, high taxation, and a non-prosperous job market. It is relatively difficult for the Black community to prosper in an area with numerous political-induced challenges. It is estimated that 1 in 3 Black Americans live below the poverty line in Milwaukee. For this reason, Milwaukee has seen 8,378 or 3% drop in its Black population. Now, let's see where everyone's headed. The South, Southwestern, and Western states are where the Black community is now looking to call home. The urban renaissance brought about by Black Americans entering the urban workforce has ended as Blacks retreat to what was once their home. The numbers are evidence that the following cities are the new face of the Black community and the new Great Migration. Number 1, Fort Worth. For the first time ever, the Black community in Fort Worth is surpassing the 1 million mark. Fort Worth has a high concentration of Fortune 500 companies, so it's an excellent place for business owners and corporate professionals to thrive. Fort Worth also boasts relatively low living costs, prime real estate, and low crime rates. Number 2, Jacksonville. One key factor that has led the Black community shifting back to Jacksonville is its diverse and ever-growing economic climate. As a result, African Americans can find high-paying jobs in some of the most competitive industries of America in Jacksonville. These sectors include health, IT, finance, and technology. Number 3, Charlotte. Charlotte has the second best banking sector in all America and a rapidly developing tech industry. As a result, numerous Black banking and tech professionals have moved to Charlotte to take advantage of these booming industries in the city. Additionally, Charlotte is much safer, has a higher living standard, has well-known universities, and offers better economic opportunities to Black residents. Number 4. Atlanta. Atlanta now has overtaken Chicago as the city with the second largest concentration of Black individuals. Its African American population has almost doubled in the 2 decades between 1990 and 2020, reaching over 2 million Black residents. Additionally, Atlanta's diverse culture, fast-paced work environment, and higher living standards have attracted numerous African American families over the past decades. Number 5. Houston. Houston, Texas has recently seen a boom in its African American community like never before, and the main driving factor for this is the low housing costs in Texas and, of course, the prospect of well-paying jobs. Houston also has a rich and diverse culture with no racial disparity, making living much more peaceful for the Black community. Number 6. Dallas. Another Texas city that has made it to the list is Dallas. Dallas is particularly attractive because of its low cost of living, low unemployment rate, low crime rate, better education institutes, and even better healthcare. Besides this, the numerous corporate professionals in the Black community can easily find well-paying jobs in the bustling city, whereas business owners can take advantage of their lenient laws. Number 7. Seattle. Seattle's industrial and tech industries are major factors that have driven the African American community to move to this area. But other ethnic groups have also taken note of Seattle's tremendous growth potential, and the city has been able to grow its population steadily. The city is well known for having numerous excellent educational institutes and large companies where job opportunities are rife. Number 8. Las Vegas. No income tax, considerably low living costs, a multicultural society, and a sunny climate make Las Vegas one of the best cities for Black Americans to move into. The African American community has been moving into the happening city of Las Vegas from areas such as Los Angeles in hordes. For this reason, Las Vegas has the highest growth rate of all the metros that have recently experienced an increase in their Black population. Las Vegas' infamous casinos and buzzing tourism industry ensure that there's abundant jobs for all its residents. Number 9. Orlando. The city has seen an increase in its Black population over the years because of its low tax rates, diverse culture, robust job market, cheaper housing, and numerous excellent higher education institutes nearby. Additionally, as a community rising in the corporate sector, Orlando is the perfect place for well-educated African Americans looking for growth opportunities. Number 10. Minneapolis. Minneapolis is seen as a hub of multiculturalism and has attracted much of the African community formerly residing in Chicago. The city has excellent infrastructure, a low crime rate, better education facilities, and numerous work opportunities for its Black residents. The better living standards and low unemployment rates make the Twin Cities a great place for the African American community to thrive. That's all for the most popular cities in America for Black Americans to move into and out of. Have you made a move into one of the cities on our list? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you never miss out on our content.